Hey fellas, Watch Rambler here. Today I am going to do a quick video review of Meca-Quartz. Basically just want to kind of highlight what a Meca-Quartz actually is comparatively to the standard quartz chronograph. And just kind of compare a couple different chronographs and show you in simplistic terms what the main difference is. So first of all, you guys are familiar with quartz, most likely. It's a battery-powered movement, whereas you have mechanical or automatic watches, which can be wound and or use a pendulum to actually wind the watches. I'm wearing a mechanical watch right now, so it's a good time to do a wrist check. This is my Verada. This is an automatic watch. It's actually a unique watch. This watch gets a lot of love-hate. People either love it or hate it. I'm somewhere in between. I like the watch quite a bit. I enjoy wearing it. It's very comfortable. You know, I wouldn't say I'm a lover of the Verada, but I definitely enjoy the Verada. And I don't really want to let this one go just because it's somewhat unique. And I like it. So just to quickly show you, I know you guys are familiar, most likely with mechanical movements, but I will just show you on my Verada what a pendulum looks like in a mechanical movement. So here you can see the pendulum in the display back. So it has a display case back. This is a Miyota 9015 24 joule movement. And essentially the joules are really the components that help to reduce the friction. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but in general, that's a simplistic way of thinking about it. So the more joules tends to be a more complicated or sophisticated watch. Doesn't always hold true, but in general, I'd say that's an easy rule of thumb to follow. Anyway, so you can see inside, you can actually see the movement of the watch. This watch is essentially powered by gravity. So the pendulum swings because it's weighted by gravity, powered by gravity. This does not have a chronograph, and if it did have a chronograph, the chronograph would function just like the chronograph on a Meca-Quartz, which actually brings me to our topic at hand. So let me show you first a standard quartz. So this is my CT Scuderia. Great watch, by the way, if you guys are interested in a good, somewhat unique piece. This was modeled after a stopwatch. If you could imagine yourself holding this in your hand and using this as a stopwatch function. But so let us see what I'm pressing this now. This actually has a satisfying click when I press, when I push the presser here to start the chronograph. But I will show you as we progress through the hands themselves. I will highlight some of the differences. Now I'm going to stop this for a second so that I can actually bring over my Hell Gray Silverstone. This is a Meca-Quartz. Both of these watches, the CT Scuderia Scrambler and the Hell Gray Silverstone watch, are chronographs, and you can see the chronograph here. This is actually just a second counter. This right here, this display, this is basically my seconds. I don't have a second hand. It uses the second hand here to actually count on your chronograph. The Hell Gray does not have a second hand. So now I'm going to show you on the Hell Gray. I press that, and I will say that the Hell Gray does have a slightly more satisfying click when I press the button. That's actually one of the advances that Meca-Quartz has. So a lot of people didn't like the presser movement. So like as you press it, it doesn't give you that quite satisfying click. It's hard to describe if you haven't actually felt that click on a mechanical watch. But it is a nice smooth click. It's almost like a good golf swing. You know when you hit it and it's just that perfect swing. You get a nice contact on the ball, and then it just kind of soars from there. It's the same type of feeling, like you just know it feels right. And on the quartz only movements, you kind of lose that. So they have separate stepper mechanisms. So you essentially have a battery that powers each stepper movement, and then the chronographs are powered by a series of other stepper movements within the quartz. It works fine, and honestly, if you're just looking for a chronograph that works well, then a quartz chronograph will definitely do the trick. But if you can find a similar watch to the one that you're looking for in a Meca-quartz, I would advise you to at least check it out, because you do get a better feel from actually using the pressers, so it feels better. And the other thing is what I'm going to show you. Since the Meca-quartz kind of is a hybrid between a quartz and a mechanical watch, so the chronographs use a mechanical function, which kind of parses that from the battery in the crystal. So what I would say, just kind of to keep it very simplistic, it's essentially like having a quartz watch and a mechanical watch in one. And the chronograph uses the mechanical watch portion, but it's still powered by the individual energy from the battery. Whereas the quartz does not have a separate mechanical function for the chronograph. It's basically a stepwise power when you imagine like how it's actually operating each of these individual chronograph features. And I'll show you how that actually functions. So what I'm going to do is on the CT Scuderia, I'm going to reset it. So I reset it, and now you can actually see on the minutes, that's why I went past 1, was you can actually see it has to wind all the way back through the movement in order to reset itself. And now it's already been doing that for a while, and I'm going to reset the Hellgray, which is the Meca-quartz. So, boop, it's done. Right, so it takes a fraction of a second to reset a Meca-quartz. It just snaps to 12 o'clock position and you're done. Whereas the when you're looking at a standard quartz chronograph, it is going to take a little bit longer. Just to kind of further drive home the point that a mechanical movement or an automatic movement can be a lot more sophisticated than a standard quartz or Meca-quartz. I'll show this is a 1970s Citizen Bullhead. It's a great watch. I will do a review on this one as well at some point, but for this mechanism, this has a slightly more complicated chronograph. So one of the things that you can see, so this is a automatic watch, which you can either wind or just use standard gravity. What you'll see is it has a nice sweeping hand movement. Just like, so a mechanical or like a Meca-quartz also has that sweeping hand movement as well, which you lose with a general quartz. I'm going to stop this and I'm going to reset it, and it just flies back, right? So I shouldn't use the word fly back, because this watch actually has a specific movement which is called the flyback chronograph. So I'll start it, and I think of it kind of akin to a lap timer. So with this particular chronograph, I can just tap this button, and instead of resetting, did you see it just flicks back to 12 o'clock and then restarts? That is a flyback timer or a flyback chronograph. Super cool. And so here, I'll do it again. Boom, there it is. I love it. Every time I do it, I just love it. So I'll do it one more time because I love it so much. Boom, there it is. All right, so essentially our lap timer. Just one more complication that watch manufacturers can add to their watch. And and usually these are going to be on the automatics or mechanical watches with more complicated movements. So I would not expect a feature like this to be present on a Meca-Quartz or on, I should say, especially on a quartz. It would not be on a quartz chronograph, and very, 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 I've never actually seen one on a Meca-Quartz. If any of you know of one on a Meca-Quartz, let me know, because that would be pretty cool to learn about. So, you know, it really kind of comes down to personal preference. Some people actually say, oh, well, if you want a Meca-Quartz, you should just go with a mechanical. Well, let's face it, a quartz watch is very accurate. So a Meca-Quartz kind of blends the two features that you would get with a mechanical watch. You get the chronograph with the feel and the way that it actually resets, and you get all the bonuses of a quartz watch. So you get a very accurate timepiece. I don't think there's anyone out there that would say a mechanical or automatic watch is as accurate as a quartz watch, unless the battery's dead on the quartz, of course. But, you know, I think that the difference is like the intricacies of the watch itself. Like if I pull the Verada back out, I mean, it's neat to actually see the workmanship that goes into the watch, you know, and actually see that, you know, it has a different feel. It's just kind of a different style. It's, you know, you have a different appreciation for the watch. It's less manufactured, and often it's more, a lot more mechanical or automatic watches are handmade or at least hand assembled, which I think makes people feel like, hey, I have a high quality piece. But if you're looking for that feel of the chronograph, with the added benefits of a mechanical watch, I would recommend a Meca-Quartz. You can get them all the way up to, like, IWC actually makes Meca-Quartz. GG Le Couture, which actually had, they were one of the first companies to actually come up with the Meca-Quartz with Piaget. Those two companies also have Meca-Quartz available. So it's not just this entry level, you know, few $100 watch that you can get the Meca-Quartz. You can go all the way up into the thousands to find a nice Meca-Quartz. And also, you know, same goes for quartz. Like, you know, Tag Heuer makes quartz in the thousands. This watch, the C2 Scuderia, is, you know, around retail for about $1,300, and it's a Swiss Ronda movement, but it's a quartz movement. So, you know, price does not necessarily dictate what you're actually getting when you're looking at the watch. I mean, sometimes it does, but, you know, a lot of times what you're buying is manufacturing practices, brand, you're buying, and hopefully with those comes a higher quality watch. I will say I've had quite a bit of success with this Hellgray Silverstone. It's a great watch overall. I will be doing a review of it eventually. I know I keep saying that, but I will. I just have to find the time to do it, and but I will put that up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. If you have any comments, any suggestions, you guys probably actually know a lot more about Meca-Quartz than I do, so comment down below and let me know what you think. Let me know any other differences you might have seen or you might know between the standard quartz, Meca-Quartz, and mechanical watches with chronograph functions. And if you liked the video, definitely I'd appreciate a like. And if you enjoyed and want to watch future videos, feel free to subscribe down below. I appreciate it, and keep on watching out there. Take care, guys.